Roy Rome on April 3rd, 2019, talking about his adventures at the National Boy Scout Jamboree. You're on, Dad.
Somehow in about 1933 or 34, I'd heard that there was going to be a national jamboree held in Washington, D.C. And of course I wanted to go, and of course it cost money. And of course it was at the tail end of the Great Depression. So I started saving money, quarters, nickels, dimes, and quarters at a time, until I eventually had enough money that I could apply, and somehow it was my little box that I kept coins in mounted to about something in the neighborhood of $20 or $30.
Wow.
And what happened, there was a train running from Milwaukee to Washington, D.C., and it was going to have a car specifically for Boy Scouts. And so we boarded the train. There was probably about 20 other Boy Scouts in this car, and we had a scoutmaster who was also the director of the county jail. And so we felt that
How appropriate.
we would be well-behaved young boys.
Good call.
Well, we arrived in Washington, and we camped in a somewhat swampy area that had been drained. And we put our tents up. I remembered two things about the area. It was within the walking distance of that big bridge that crosses I believe it's the Potomac River.
That'd be the Memorial Bridge, Dad.
It's called the Memorial Bridge, with the big Lincoln Memorial on one side. The camp area was kind of a scrubby area of land. Didn't have any drinking water. We had drinking water, which was consisted of a tripod with a big canvas bag full of water, and that bag was called I think a Lister bag, but it also had some chemicals dumped into it to purify it. Well, that area today is now the location of the Pentagon. One of the memories I have of the Boy Scout Jamboree in Washington, D.C. was the parade, which we stood along one of the important avenues in town. And in that parade was a large car, open, I don't know exactly what you would call it.
Like a convertible.
Like a convertible. But in that car was President Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Wow.
And we all had a chance to
Were you close enough you could see his face?
Oh, yes. We were within 10 feet of him.
Wow.
Because we were
right along the street.
Right along the street. I do remember going to the U.S. Treasury and seeing, in those days, $1,000 bills coming out in big sheets of green paper. I did visit the office of our congressman from our district back in Milwaukee, and got his signature on a card of some sort. I did recall walking to the very tip. I don't know how many flights of stairs there was to the top of the
Oh, wow.
Washington Monument, and had a great view of the city down below, and visited some of the museums. One of the big aspects was the trading. We were told before we went that all scouts were to carry some trading elements from their hometown, and you could trade with scouts from other cities and other states with things that they brought.
Yeah, a great idea.
We all had wore our uniforms every day, and we had the regular scouting handkerchief around our necks that was threaded through some kind of I don't know exactly what they were called, but they were ties,
Your neckerchief.
neckerchief ties, and I still have in a cigar box in the attic at home a half a dozen or so of those necktie or
Oh, cool.
neckerchief ties from various parts, including one of them which is made out of leather, and it has the three fingers of the
Scout sign, yeah.
of the Scout fleur de lis. I also have somewhere at home the collection of photographs, which I probably have a collection of buildings, the Supreme Court, the Jefferson Memorial. One of the favorite ones is a picture of the Lincoln Memorial.
Yes.
But not only the full Lincoln Memorial, but the statue of Abraham Lincoln sitting on a chair.
Right.
That's always been one of my lifelong favorite pictures.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a tremendous experience, and I encouraged both of my sons, Kurt and Mark, to attend some sorts of jamboree many years later.
And we were both fortunate enough to go to the jamboree. That was the year that there were two jamborees. So Kurt went to the jamboree in Idaho, and I went to the jamboree at Lake Moraine State Park in Pennsylvania. So I also was able to go through Washington, D.C. on that trip and see some of the same sights that you did. I thought I stopped this. Oh, I have to go down here.